Inside the Deck is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, sellers of Magic the Gathering and many other card and board games. GatheringMagic.com, your #1 resource on Magic the Gathering, strategy, and culture.
Pro Tour is the highest level of Magic competition. It's a 3-day tournament using multiple formats. Everybody who plays in the tournament has to qualify. You can't just show up and play. You have to qualify through some other means. We give out $230,000 over the weekend. You earn lots of pro points. Get to mix with the best players in the game.
You know, you're probably going to have that one guy at the local game store who just knows how to play the game really well, who always seems to be winning more than most people. And I think the difference is that you kind of have that person everywhere here. You know, everyone's focused on, you know, not just winning the game, but winning the game in the most optimal way. So you have a lot of people who are humble and willing to accept criticism and willing to just stop and look at their game. The great part though is that, you know, you have still the same people who just love having a game of Magic and are going to play. It's just here you have to make sure you're following the game to the T, the rules to the T, and just really, you know, think things through. Plus you get free sleeves here, which is pretty cool.
My biggest challenge would have to be just playing, attempting to get into day 2. I would love for that on my first time at a Pro Tour. Trying to get Form 4, I personally think it's going to be really hard, but I am going into it with all my heart.
Playing my first Pro Tour is a little intimidating, because a lot of the players, like, I know their names, like I know they're pro players, like I've read their articles, so it's a little intimidating playing against like known pros, but at the end of the day it's just Magic and everyone starts with 20 life and 7 cards and anyone can win pretty much.
I got into Magic during Fallen Empire, so I'm not too sure how many years ago that is, but it's a pretty long time. I'd probably guess somewhere in the 15-year range. Kind of played on and off. I've been playing a lot of drafts since probably Lorwyn blocked, but I had done PTQs before and after. Just this year I really decided I wanted to kind of make that next step. It just looked like it was going to be such a wild experience going to the Pro Tour, testing and everything like that. I just wanted to be a part of that.
I qualified for Pro Tour Seattle by winning a local PTQ in the Toronto area, playing Standard. I started my first few weeks playing Magic, I would play F&M, and then immediately after, within a month, I was already playing PTQs. My overall goal playing Magic from the beginning was to qualify for the Pro Tour and maybe get a string of Pro Tour finishes and stay on the gravy train, as they call it, for maybe a year or so.
It can be hard. I mean, people do it. I think the big problem is that you know, this tournament isn't like your normal local tournament. You know, the best players in the world are all here. Often the guy who wins at his local level to get here is the best player in his area, but then he gets here and he's playing against the best people from every area all over the world. And so sometimes it's a little better. If somebody requalifies, they tend to do a little bit better. But I mean, rookies have won the Pro Tour, so it's not as daunting for everybody as it may seem. And I think one of the big misconceptions is that, like I said, that it's going to be just like, oh, it's Magic. I play Magic. I play in my local store. I won my PTQ. It's going to be the same. It isn't. You're probably going to have to play Brian Kibler at some point, or Patrick Chapin at some point, or Martin Yuza, or Paolo Vitor Damarosa. And if you start doing well at the beginning of the tournament, eventually you're going to hit, you know, you're going to hit somebody that you've heard of, and they're really good, and they, you know, this is what they do for a living. And so I think that's a pretty big misconception, is that, you know, it's probably that it's easier than they think it is.
In round 7, during the draft portion of the tournament, I got paired up against Patrick Chapin. We just got put into the Hall of Fame, which was pretty nice to play against since I just first time here and all. I took him down 2-0. I've played more strenuous matches that I feel better, but just today, playing against him was very cool.
So I started today with a draft, and I drafted a very good Rakdos deck, which I thought would take me to 3-0, but unfortunately I only went 2-1. And then in the modern portion, I went 3-1-1 to finish the day at X2-1. It's definitely a grind. You need to prepare for both formats, which I realized today. I prepared more for modern than for draft, and my results in draft suffered as I went 3-3, and I went X2-1 in modern. I think I'm probably top 50, maybe like 55th, around there.
I just got knocked out of day 2 probably 15 minutes ago, so I should be kind of tough and down, but I have met so many great people on this trip that I can't be in a bad mood about it. This is absolutely fantastic. I came in and said what I was going to do. I didn't get to where I want to be, but that just gives me something to strive for next time.